So I'm putting up some IKEA cabinets. Actually had these up for a while, but I'm adding some to them, putting lights above and below. And yes, those are Generation 1 transformers from the 80s that are in these cabinets. Except those guys, part of the Masterpiece Collection series that came out a few years ago. Then I got my Voltron, love my Voltron, all the Rubik's Cube crap. That is a Lego Porsche over there. Colossal mess while I get this done. I don't know why I do this stuff. So I left this hanging here all night. I took the bottom out. So I could run the lights. I should have taken this door off. I'm not exactly sure what this system is called, but this is the power source for up to 10 of these IKEA LED lights. It's like the ANSLUTA. What are the lights? The lights are these OMLOPPs. ANSLUTA system. I'm probably saying it's like SLUTA. What's cool is you can actually put the power supply and the wires behind these IKEA Besta frames. So you have that part in the back that slides up, just covers all this stuff. So what I do to run the wires is I drill holes through these. And you can run the wires back behind that piece. So you don't have to see any cords, nothing. And I actually leave the bottom of the BESTA frame out. You can slide that up when you are all done wiring. So this is the end of a light. So the light's gonna be right here. So the wire's gotta run this way. Light just runs from this side to this side. And then we are going to pull that through, and then we run it through here, at the other side, and into our little wiring harness. This is actually a pretty big project. I'm expanding my little cabinets to include one on the end here and then one on the end here. That one's not in yet. So I had to take the backs out of these other cabinets, or frames rather, so I can run some additional lighting wire up through here and into the new one. So I'm getting close. I've got to take this one off, cut a hole in here so the wire can run through. And I'm going to put some lighting above here, get these guys, not sure how I'm going to do that yet. Then some lighting below here, hang this picture underneath these frames. And then I should be able to put them all back together. So hopefully it looks good when it's done. So everything in here is black, as you can see. Black thing going. And so I bought these frames from IKEA. They're the black brown, and they're actually pretty brown. And I covered the frames in vinyl. The remnants of some of the vinyl that I used, which was a mistake. So I went to IKEA and I bought a couple of these things. I actually thought they looked like oven doors at first, but I brought a couple home, put them on, and I actually like how they look better than the vinyl wrapped wood ones that I did. So I'm gonna swap out the rest of the doors for these oven-esque doors. Okay, I've got the wiring done and the lights are in. A little bit of a hiccup here. This is the ANSLUTA transformer. It's got 10 spots. I think maybe I've overloaded it with these larger lights. So when I plug the last one in here, and when I turn it on, you can see that they just sort of blink. And my guess is that is drawing too much current. I just figured 10 slots, it'll run 10 lights, but I think I might have been wrong. So when we remove that last one, fire it back up, and everything is fine. So that's kind of a bummer. Okay, so here's the explanation. I did not read the directions, that's my bad. I'm not a direction kind of guy. So this supplies 30 watts to the various lights, and these lights actually have different wattages. So the ones like this where there's a strip, these are, I don't know what these are. Let's see, I know the big ones are 7. This one's actually longer than this one. So these are 7, these small ones are about 2.2. Anyway, in combination, all these lights are too much for this transformer. So you can plug, I can plug 8 of these guys into this. And then what I realized is you could string these transformers together. So I went back to IKEA and I bought this little guy, and he has an input for 3. So that just plugs in to the other transformer and goes right in here. So same cord, same switch. I did that because I really wanted this light underneath. And then I decided, hey, I've got room for 2 more, so I'm gonna put these guys up on top. of the cabinets here and here, so it'll kind of brighten that really dark area up there. So yeah, so I've got these 3 now, and then everything else is good to go. 1 plug, should be in good shape. So I had to pull most of these off so I could drill new holes. I have enough wires that the holes I drilled before aren't big enough. I've got to run 4 through here, for example, so I've got to drill 1 more. I had to pull all these off so I could do those extra holes. And some of them I had to drill all over the top for the accent lighting I'm going to put above here. So it's a lot of work. More work than I planned on. I am making some good progress here. I've got all the wiring done, so all the holes are drilled. I've got my lights positioned, so I'm gonna have these little spotlights up here. In real life, they don't look quite as bright. There's a real hot spot right here, but in real life, they're more diffused. This one I kind of grappled with. There's a light bar up here. I want to light some of the stuff I'm gonna put in this area. I was gonna put it up on top, but there's no good way to run the wire in the wall because there is a stud up here in this corner, so I'm not gonna mess with cutting the wall out right now. Probably never. I'm just gonna put the bar down here on the bottom and it'll shine up and life will go on. Next step, put the backs in, get these screwed back together, make sure they're all leveled, and get the wires all tucked away. Then the doors go on, and then I can put my crap inside. Yes. I am working on putting these back together just so it's clear what I'm doing in case anyone else ever decides to do something like this. I put the backs on first. You can actually hold them in place by putting this screw up here, which attaches to the wall bracket. And then you can just tuck your cords underneath, and then you can attach the bottom because it just has those four screws that lock in here to the side pieces. So yeah, tuck these in, and then scoot your bottom piece up onto there. Millennium Falcon. Okay, backs are all put in and the lights are working, so the next step is to attach this light underneath here and we get those little accent lights situated up there better, and then put the doors on. All right, things are coming along. I've got a lot of the cabinets done here. One thing I wanted to mention is when I'm putting the hinges in, they don't sit right against these little plastic inserts that they use in the metal frame doors. So with this in, it doesn't sit flush. And that's because this part right here doesn't fit into these holes correctly. So I've had to drill these out a little bit. So just so you know, if you get these, they're not sitting flush, drill these holes out and that should fix your problem. Also be really careful because if you drill too far, you will break this piece and that's a mess. What I should have mentioned first is that you don't have to drill all these out. What I recommend is actually putting a screwdriver in here, hitting the top of it like this. I can't do that because I'm holding the camera, but hit the top and that'll actually push most of these down around that plastic part. You do want them to sit flush the edge of the hinge there with the door. The IKEA cabinets are in here. I gotta put cabinets up over here. Lots more parts. Hopefully it goes a little quicker than this did. And next time you see these cases, they'll have a bunch of junk in them. I shouldn't say junk. I should say things that were important to me in a different life that I have a weird emotional connection to and feel the need to display now as an adult. One big hassle I know a lot of people have is putting the shelves in after the door's on. And people like me sometimes scratch the door by accident because we're just trying to force that door in there. But there's a better way. And the better way is this. When you're putting your shelf in, just do the opposite of this. You tilt it up, slide it. There you go. Okay? So when it goes in, put it in, get your glass positioned under these brackets, tilt it down, pull it forward slightly, and then just push it in. So this is how we turn all the lights on and off. And what I'm thinking is, so there's a plug down there. It'll kind of get covered by the picture, but I'm actually thinking about pulling the back of this off at some point, and then I'll snake the power up the wall, and put a switch here, an actual switch, and then the power can run up to the cabinets behind the wall, so you won't see anything. I'm not sure if that's gonna be worth it. I covered the sides in black vinyl because I didn't want to see any of that black brown color. It just doesn't go with my room. And then the doors are the clear glass with the black glass frame. Another mess. I'm now working on this corner cabinet. It's actually pretty cool. It lines up with the area that's been furred down for that HVAC. I'm trying to decide if this one screw that's holding it into the wall is enough. We're gonna do a staggered design here. So I've got a 15-inch deep cabinet here and a 7-inch deep cabinet here. That's so when you walk around, you don't feel like that's encroaching. So many more cabinets to put up. It's the progress over here so far. I will pop back in when these are done. Alrighty, got these corner cabinets in. Now I'm going to work on these corner cabinets. I got the piano moved out of the way. And I'm going to put these 3 cabinets over in that corner. Okay, I've got the frames hung over here in the right corner where the piano was. Kind of second guessing this design, but we'll get it in, see how it looks. We're maybe a third of the way through. I still got to drill the holes for the lighting, put the lighting in. Maybe a fourth of the way through. But the brackets are on the wall. Corner cabinets are in. Went with black on the 2 side doors here instead of the glass, and then got the clear one in the center. I actually had a really bad mishap. I tried to run, I forgot to run wires for this light, so I took these 2 cabinets off and then they fell down here and they smashed into the wall pretty good, so I have to fix that. What do you think?
Cool.
Turn this light off.
Oh yeah.
Got some accent lights now. This corner is done. This corner over here is done. And of course, all that is done. Still have some artwork to hang, put a picture here, gotta put a picture under there. Some of these are pretty bright, so I might actually put some tinting on these little spotlights. The bars are okay, but the spotlights are a little bit bright. Anyway, that is my progress so far. This has been an ongoing project for the last few years, but finally getting this room in shape.